Hey guys, it's Evil Painter here again, back with another video. I had some weird stuff happen today. I went on Reddit to offer some people some advice on how to get some free models. And I heard Reddit is pretty toxic. I've never really used it before. I started using it maybe like a couple weeks ago. And I go on and see here in my store. Usually on weekends, I like to promote like a weekend free model. I'm kind of a small guy and I like to attract a little attention. So I was doing a free model on her right here. And it's the free model uh, for the weekend that I do. And you know, here's one of the pictures I have for her. So I throw it up on this site right here. This miniatures painting. And immediately this one of the mods just comes at me and he's like, look at this. Like, it's no longer even there. But he starts calling my stuff AI slop. And he like shows this and he says there's two thumbs here. And I'm like, dude, that's clearly a fingernail. He's, oh, whatever, your bracers don't even match the model. Like, what the fuck? So I literally sent him a picture of the model. And I'm like, dude, that's clearly not like an extra thumb sticking out of there. And, I'm telling him, maybe instead of like insulting me and just coming at me like that and shutting me down, like being like, hey, is this AI or, what's going on here? So I lay into him, I'm like, man, like, why are you coming at me so toxic? If you just took a second to figure it out. And right before that, he like messages me like, "Hi, I got you taken down from the site." And I'm like, "I'm up on lots of sites. This is just a Reddit post. You got my Reddit post taken down." Um, okay, I have like 3 shops. I have 4 stores. Like I have YouTube channels. I have, I've been doing this for a while. Like I just, it's really weird. And here he's like, "What, post a blurry or quality picture. Maybe it'll prove your point." So clear it up for him again because now I'm just kind of annoyed. I'm like, fuck this guy. So like, there, damn it, you know. Now try not to be so toxic to people. A lot of people put in a lot of work and a lot of time on this stuff. You're just going around and yelling accusations and being mean to people. It's not very cool. This is a very cool hobby for people, and a lot of people need encouragement, not a bunch of toxic jerks online, steering people away from the hobby. We want more people, not less. And then he's like, well, let's see these YouTube videos then, champ. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to give you a link to my channels. I don't want that toxicity in my groups. I don't want people like this stuff following me. So it seems like some of the people in this group are really cool, but god damn, dude, that those 2 mods that came out after me like that. Just holy crap. So I wanted to make this video because it was just like, you know, we don't need toxic people in this community. And this community has a lot of haters and a lot of toxic people. Um, and really, it's just like all I ever do is try to encourage people, try to show your autistic side. Even models that aren't very good, I'm proud of people for doing them. Uh, when people like show their 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 paints and whatnot. I showed them some of my first. I kept two of my first models I ever painted, and they're horrible. And I'm like, bro, those are better than mine. It's just you got to stick with it. You have to keep on working. Some of my first models are so bad. I don't even. I'll get back to them one day and I'll fix them up, but I don't even post them anymore. I don't. I've taken them off my sites because they just aren't up to par with the quality that I want to give people. Um, Now, since I am a sole creator, um, a sole creator means like there's a soul behind what's making my models. There's always little niches and things I don't get right. So I'm dyslexic, and I in one of my videos I just created a a left hand on a right hand, and it was grabbing a sword, and I looked at it and I was like, that's just how it goes, man. Like sometimes I just leave stuff unfinished, or like I'll have a line just somewhere, or like something sticking out of somewhere, and that just happens. I'm not perfect, and sometimes I get like ahead of myself, or I don't see it. Every time I go back to a model and I start cleaning it up, I see so many flaws and so many like my stuff is far from perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Um, Nothing's ever going to be symmetrical, and people will get on you about that. They're like, why does this look so weird? And it's like, because I made it. That's why it looks fucking goofy. It's because I made it. Like, if it's AI or if something's making it, it's going to be a perfect hand. But if you're telling me to make a hand, if you've seen some of my other videos, my hands, if you get in on them, you're like, um, and also I make 25 millimeter models, which are like, maybe like so big. Let me show you. I'll show you like some of my smallest models that I make. So like, yeah, here's the model in question. You know, it's like so small. But then I have models literally the size of like my thumbnail. Like that's even smaller. That's probably like, and then I have really detailed models that go this small. And look at how detailed that is. I know you can't really see it from here, but it is, and it's. But for me to get the quality of a model, but be printable at this size, is you have to make adjustments. So like my 35 millimeter won't look like a 25 millimeter. So when I make my model for a like I'll have like one model like this model. I think she comes in a 25 and a 32 millimeter. So if I make a 32 millimeter, my 25 millimeter is just gonna look different because you're gonna have more support, more things going on. So like my 35 millimeter, I can leave it looking normal, but my 25 millimeter, you're gonna want to make the hands a little bigger. You're not gonna be able to notice it, but you're going to chunk up the fingers. You're going to chunk this part of the hand up, the grip on the weapon, because when you're taking the supports off, that's just going to fall apart. So it needs to be structurally more sound. Like the legs are going to be thicker and it's probably going to be a bit more shorter. So I have to make adjustments for these type of things. And sometimes I'll put like a glob of clay like under the arm. You won't be able to see it in a 25 millimeter unless you like really look into it, but it's to support that arm because the model is so freaking small. Now, I also will put a figurine size of my models in most of my models. So you can have a figurine. Damn, I wish I had one of my models. But like, it would probably be like, this size. So you can make it into a figurine format. Now with that, I can get clean and I can make everything really precise, very nice because you're printing it out to a bigger size, which is easier to make look prettier. But as you get down to a model that is this size, it's really hard to keep it pretty. And I do the best I can. And actually, this one looks really good, especially this one right here. This one looks super good for being a 25 millimeter. Like a lot of people are like, you're way better than a lot of um, like Wizards of the West Coast models and stuff like that. I'm pretty dope when it comes to this kind of stuff. I ain't gonna lie. But things just change. You're gonna have like fatter fingers and stuff, but when the model prints, it looks good. And that's years of experience of printing and designing where you're gonna know what's what's gonna be good once it prints. But if you're looking at the actual um, slicer file picture, you're gonna look at it and probably be like, "Hey, why does that look so funny?" There's a reason why something might look funny, or a hand might be a little thicker or have a ball right here under the weapon. It's structure, so it's better. But let me see here. Let me see if we can get a light on this. I don't even think I have a light over here. But I wish I could show you the detail on these little models. And if you were to look at the file on these models, you would be like, well, they look weird in the hands and whatnot, but it's because you got a 25 millimeter this small blown up this big. You're going to see all the weird imperfections that I had to put there to make it the way it is so that it holds up to be this small when you print it. You can't see them when it's this small, but if you blow up the STL of it and the slicer image of it, you're going to be like, what the fuck is that? Well, there's reasons why I change a lot of that stuff. And a lot of people don't do that stuff. And when you go to print it out, it's shit. And then when a lot of people see your work like that, they don't understand what's going on. They're like, "Whoa, is this AI generator?" No, it's weird for a reason because I had to make adjustments the smaller that I'm going to print it out. Anyways, this kind of blew my mind though. Yeah, what is this? It was like miniatures painting, just whatever. And the guy's name was, what was it? Screwball 69. There you go. Arguing with a guy named Screwball 69. That's, well, I need to not do that. But it annoyed me a little bit, but just the whole thing that he had to message me and be like, "Yeah, I took you down." From what? These people, they're something else. And I don't think I'm going to be using Reddit much more because it's a pretty fucking toxic place, man. Like these mods, people are not lying. These people are fucking they're they're not, they're not people you'd want to hang out with. I wouldn't want to hang out with this guy. This guy's a jerk. But anyways, where are your videos at, bud? Yeah, you're not watching my videos. Thank God. All right. Anyways, just need to rant and put the message out there. Don't be toxic because this is a really awesome hobby. A lot of people put in a lot of work on this stuff. And in my shops, I have to be sole verified. I have to show proof of my work and stuff like that. So for people like that to just be such douchebags, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. But just don't be toxic. Don't scare people away from the hobby. It's a cool hobby. We want more people. I want more people because I designed the fucking models, so I want more people to buy the models. And I love the hobby. I want people to get into it. I want people to have a good time. And I'll go to like Warhammer shops and everything, and you got such toxic people in the background making fun of people or correcting people, telling people their work shit, and it's like, who the fuck are these people? And it's always the people that have just shit ass work too, and it's like, I think I think it's a combination of just being a loser neckbeard that just isn't really good at anything, and you don't really have anything going on for you, and you're just a dick. Don't be a dick, dude. Maybe you'd get a friend. You know, maybe if this guy wasn't so toxic, you'd have a girlfriend or friend. No, just a screwball 69. Anyways, love you guys.